From a cruel, heartless prank that left everyone in shock,
Sam! What?
to a music video featuring an alleged PDF file. These are just a couple of the many YouTube videos that were so bad they had to be erased from the internet. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be going over YouTube's most infamous deleted videos, why they disappeared, and what happened next. And as you'll see by the end of this video, not all of these videos deserve to be nuked off the platform. That being said, the first video on our list shouldn't have been uploaded in the first place. I'm of course talking about the worst video Logan Paul ever posted onto the internet, featuring a certain forest in Japan. But what most people forget is that he was being an obnoxious prick even before the big controversy. You see, back in 2017, Logan was one of the most popular YouTubers on the planet. He had millions of fans who watched every video he uploaded regardless of its contents. This made him feel invincible, believing that he could do or say anything and not face any consequences, which also explains his unhinged behavior when he visited Japan in December of that year, where he went around being a complete racist,
Tokyo is a real-life cartoon.
causing chaos in public,
LoganPaul.com/shop. Don't mind me, dumb American, pants coming down.
and harassing locals with a plush Pokeball.
Toyota, I choose you. No. Ah! Gotcha, bitch. He's gonna catch you. Okay, get him. Honey, get him.
While the video of him being a complete arse in Japan still received millions of views, some people were not happy with his antics one bit, with comments like, "In the future, there'll be a picture of Logan Paul next to the word douchebag in all dictionaries," and "I feel like he's taking advantage of the Japanese people's kindness and therefore thinks he can do whatever he wants. This is disgusting." What these people didn't know at the time was that things were about to get a whole lot worse. On December 31st, 2017, Logan uploaded a video titled, "We found a in the Japanese blank forest." Its thumbnail also showed what looked to be a person hanging from a tree. People clicked onto this video hoping that it was just clickbait, and unfortunately, it wasn't. While trekking through the infamous forest, Logan and his team went off track and came across the final resting place of a Japanese man who decided to end everything.
What?
The video instantly went viral, becoming featured on the trending page and amassing over 6 million views in under a day. However, before Logan had the chance to celebrate its success, the whole thing blew up in his face. The backlash to this video was immense and swift, with a petition calling for his ban getting over 720,000 signatures. Logan responded by deleting the video completely, but the damage was already done. A couple days later, he also posted an apology titled, "So sorry."
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. So what we came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned, and the reactions you saw on tape were raw, they were unfiltered.
This wasn't as well as he might have hoped, but it was good enough to give him a second chance at YouTube. Fast forward to 2025, and Logan is still widely hated for the Japanese forest video, as well as his many controversies since, like robbing millions of dollars from his viewers with a crypto scam. Though unlike Logan, who's still a controversy magnet to this day, this next YouTuber pulled off a complete redemption arc. PewDiePie is one of the most popular YouTubers in history. To give you an idea of just how popular, in December 2016, he became the first YouTuber to hit 50 million subscribers. He was also making tens of millions of dollars from brand deals with massive companies like Disney. He was on top of his game. However, just a month later, he did something so stupid it could have easily ended his career. It all stemmed from his desire to continue upping the entertainment value of each new upload, all to keep his massive audience happy. While looking for video ideas, he came across Fiverr, a website where people would do random tasks for small amounts of money, and one of them caught his interest.
But my favorite is Your Message On, where these guys, for example, will paint your message on my body and dance in the jungle.
Exclusive on Fiverr for $5.
Felix thought it would be funny to request the most outrageous phrase he could think of, and came up with this.
Sign to behold. Death to all.
While I can't show the full phrase as it's highly offensive and YouTube would ban this video, it mentioned a certain religious group. He likely thought that the request would simply get rejected due to its shocking nature. Unfortunately, the Indian boys running this gig didn't fully understand the gravity of the message Felix asked for and went through with his request.
I paid for this. What? What's with the Christmas? I like the editing.
Subscribe to Keemstar.
The situation was perfectly summed up by a viewer's comment, reading, "I love the shock and horror on his face when they unrolled that paper, like he couldn't believe they actually did it. It was obviously a joke, he didn't think they were actually going to do it." Felix uploaded this video in January of 2017, expecting everyone to laugh at the lengths some people will go to for money, but it backfired spectacularly. News outlets jumped to the story, labeling him as an anti-Semitic nut. This resulted in him getting dropped from Disney. Google also put the production of his YouTube original show, Scare PewDiePie, on hold, and removed him from the preferred partner program. Most importantly, Felix's name became synonymous with anti-Semitism online, a sentiment that some people still echo to this day. Of course, many people were also on Felix's side, with this comment gaining over 9,000 likes, stating, "I'm Jewish and I laughed so hard at this. Shame the media doesn't get jokes." As for Felix himself, he initially tried to fight back against these claims, stating that sites like Wall Street Journal took out the section of context to paint him as something he's not. But eventually, he accepted that what he did was wrong, even if it was intended as nothing more than a joke. He deleted the video containing the offensive sign alongside his video criticizing the news outlets, and apologized, stating, "I am in no way supporting any kinds of hateful attitudes. I think of the content I create as entertainment, and not a place for any serious political commentary. I know my audience understands that, and that is why they come to my channel. Though this was not my intention, I understand that these jokes were ultimately offensive." Now, he did have another major controversy in September of 2017 for saying the N-word during a stream, which he apologized for as well. However, he has learned his lesson since, and is now living a controversy-free life in Japan with his wife and son. That said, while his actions can be considered wrong, they were mostly harmless in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to the next video, which was taken down for putting a man through extreme psychological torture. Samuel Nicholas Pepper, better known as JustSam, started his YouTube journey back in 2010 after getting booted from the Big Brother UK TV show.
Hey, JC, we stopped this about 20 minutes ago, now shut the fuck up. Right, here we go.
Don't be so rude, Sam.
Sam, that's really unhelpful.
He was one of the early pioneers of prank videos on YouTube, with relatively tame pranks, like making people slightly uncomfortable in an elevator.
This is cozy. Should we all have a group hug, everyone? How do you feel about that? Group hug? No? Sorry guys, I've just farted. Sorry guys, I've just farted.
Jesus Christ. You should have better respect and better manners.
But as time went on, more and more people started making similar prank content on YouTube. This increased competition forced Sam to amp up the intensity of his pranks, just to stand out from the crowd. And it didn't take long for his pranks to escalate from harmless fun to borderline harassment, like terrifying unsuspecting strangers with fake insects, or trying to hold hands with random women on the street. However, this constant escalation reached its peak on the 29th of November 2015, when he uploaded a video titled "Killing Best Friend Prank." The video featured two Vine creators, Sam Goldbach and Colby Brock, who were very close friends in real life. Sam wanted to show how a person would react if their best friend died right in front of them. To make this happen, he convinced Colby to work with him in pranking Goldbach. He then invited the two to a predetermined location for a quote meeting, and just like they planned, Colby stopped the car in that location and pretended something was wrong with it.
Whoa, what are you doing? I'm not doing that.
The two then got out of their car and started looking under the hood to find the supposed problem. However, seconds later, a person approached them from behind and put a black cloth on Goldbach's head and pinned him on the ground.
Holy crap. No, this thing right here is it, right? Holy crap, man.
Colby then helped this person tie Goldbach with duct tape before putting him in the car's trunk and driving off. The video then cut to a rooftop with Goldbach tied to a chair and Colby kneeling next to him. A masked figure removes Goldbach's hood to show him the face of his friend one last time.
It's gonna be alright.
He then pulls out a fake gun and pretends to shoot Colby, who instantly falls to the ground. But from Goldbach's perspective, this is all real. He just lost his best friend and doesn't even know why. After a solid minute of Goldbach bawling his eyes out, Colby gets up and tells him that it's all a prank.
No.
Sam.
What? What the fuck?
Sam.
What is? I thought you actually died.
Dude. I'm sorry, man. Dude, no, I'm here.
Don't you ever fucking do that to me again. Dude, I actually thought you died.
The video then ended with Sam doing an interview of the two to show that they're okay. However, while Goldbach might have been fine with the prank, the viewers, not so much. With one viewer writing, "The kidnapping vid went a little too far, but Sam saying he's everything I have made me cry a whole new ocean." Another simply wrote, "That wasn't a prank, that was psychological torture." Put simply, most people saw this prank as unnecessarily cruel and cold-hearted. They felt genuinely bad for the extreme mental torment Goldbach was put under, resulting in Sam getting backlash from every corner of the internet.
There was absolutely no humor in it. Not at all. If you actually found humor in this, you probably don't get out very often.
Hate this video. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
Viewers also started a petition for YouTube to terminate Sam's whole channel, which received over 220,000 signatures. Even the hacktivist group Anonymous got involved and told Sam to take down the video, or they will unleash hell on him. Things were looking bad for Sam, but instead of listening to the harsh criticism from around the internet, Sam decided to double down. He launched a GoFundMe campaign stating that he would take the video down if he gets $1.5 million in donations. Eventually, the pressure became overwhelming, leading him to wipe his entire channel, not just this video, but all of them. In his later apology, he also revealed something that made viewers even more mad. According to Sam, the whole thing was fake. Goldbach knew it was a prank the whole time and was just acting. Goldbach and Colby also confirmed this in an interview a few months later.
Most people don't believe me that was acting. They're still like, oh, he got traumatized, that was real. But I had tried to work on making myself cry for like 3 weeks before that.
However, many viewers did not buy this one bit. They're convinced that Goldbach was lying since his supposed acting felt a bit too real, with comments like, "Despite Sam saying he knew the whole time, he isn't that good of an actor. There is no way an average YouTuber could pull off that level of raw panic and emotion. He thought his friend was dead, and there's no way Sam was in on it. His reaction was genuine and real as fuck." I feel like he's only saying that because he didn't want Colby to get all the hate. Regardless of its authenticity, it still marked the end of Sam's career. He tried rebranding himself with vlogs and stuff on multiple occasions, but failed every time. He's now spending his days as a somewhat successful TikToker whose viewership fluctuates between a few 100,000 views to just a couple thousand views per video. As cruel and heartless as Sam's prank was, at least his targets were adults. The next YouTuber, however, had no such restraint, pulling equally cruel pranks on his own young children without a second thought. Michael and Heather Martin started their family YouTube channel called Daddy05 in 2015, with a description that read, "We, as a family, decided to make this YouTube channel just for fun." And for a while, that's all there was to it, with the couple and their 5 children simply hanging around the house, playing with each other, and being wholesome all around. This resulted in the channel gaining over 750,000 subscribers and more than 176 million views. Now, you would think that this level of success would be enough to satisfy the Martin couple. Sadly, it wasn't long before their thirst for views outweighed the love for their own children. They realized that the more shocking a video was, the better it performed. So they started performing cruel pranks with their kids. These often involved yelling at them for extended periods of time, making them break down in tears before revealing that it was all just a prank. Like the video titled "Invisible Ink Prank, Epic Freakout," in which Heather poured ink that turns invisible after a while on the carpet and then pretended like it was the son Cody's fault.
The video starts with a Maryland mother holding a bottle of magic disappearing ink.
I'm going to squirt it all over his carpet and start flipping out.
That's exactly what she does. Then she screams for her 10-year-old son, Cody.
What the? I didn't do that!
Even the father joins in, as the youngster says he didn't do anything.
Why did you do that?
You ruined the carpet.
Get out of here, mind your business.
Do that! Mom and Dad, I didn't
Oh my God.
The heartbreaking sight of such young children in distress left viewers outraged, leading to the video racking up more dislikes than likes. The couple tried to ignore the backlash by, quote, blocking all the haters, but that only made things worse, with one person writing, "These parents literally think that verbally abusing their children is considered a, quote, prank and legitimately see nothing wrong with it. How can you be so evil?" After getting overwhelmed by the backlash, they tried to apologize for their mistakes, and even went on national TV to plead their case. However, it was too little too late. The authorities were already investigating the couple, and in May of 2017, custody to their two youngest children, Emma and Cody, was returned to their biological mother. But that wasn't all, because just 4 months later, the two were also arrested. The court found Mike and Heather guilty of child neglect charges, and they were sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation, which also prohibited them from making any social media posts of their kids, essentially ending their online career. In July 2018, YouTube also stepped in, deleted all their videos, and banned the channel permanently. They've since tried to make a comeback with a channel named The Martin Family, but judging by the views, I'd say that a comeback isn't happening anytime soon. However, most people can agree that the deletion of all Daddy05's videos was completely justified, but for this next case, the outrage might have been a little overblown. You see, while Dream is still one of the most popular Minecraft YouTubers on the planet, his popularity from 2020 to 2022 was on a whole nother level. Everything he did was an immediate success, and this included his venture into the world of music. For instance, Dream released his song Mask in May of 2021, and it only took the song 7 days to hit over 10 million streams. The overall reception to the song was also quite good, with tweets like, "I'm so proud of Dream, Mask is so good and his vocals improved so much. Oh god, banger song," and "Mask by Dream was playing in the gym, life is good," getting thousands of likes. Some fans even made fan art of the song to show their appreciation. However, these positive reactions lasted barely over 2 weeks before everything came crashing down. This is because on May 30th, Dream finally admitted to accidentally cheating during a speedrun despite denying the allegations for months. This confession alone sparked a massive wave of backlash, causing many to turn their backs on anything Dream related, including his new song. Dream tried to salvage the situation by posting the song's music video a week later. Unfortunately for him, this only made the situation worse. For starters, the video looked way uglier than anyone could have imagined. The character in the video had a creepy, uncanny valley face, and the whole thing looked cheap and unfinished. However, the bigger issue people had was with its messaging. The video showed his character throwing away a box of medication labeled as normal pills, and looking at a doctor's note saying, "You are not normal." Even though these scenes were based on Dream's own experiences with ADHD and its medication, many were not happy about this corny depiction in the music video. They saw these scenes as condescending towards doctors who just want to help their patients with mental illness, with one popular tweet on the matter stating, "Hey Dream, what's the message behind throwing out the normal pills?" and basically implying that if you have a mental illness, do not seek medical help because it's, quote, bad. Really weird message to say F medication for any form of mental illness basically. Even if unintentional, it's extremely effing strange and damaging. If people need help, they need help, and calling a medication normal pills effing lessens someone's struggle with mental illness. Put simply, Dream was getting flamed from all sides and there was nothing he could do. Ultimately, the backlash on the video got so bad that he decided to private the music video just a month after its original release. A similar thing happened to another music video from a popular YouTuber, but the reason behind this one was a whole lot more sinister. Jaden Animations is one of the largest animation storytime channels on YouTube, with over 14 million subscribers and more than 2.8 billion views. However, despite its success, this channel remained faceless for many years. Then in April of 2017, Jaden posted a video explaining why she hasn't done a face reveal yet. In this video, she revealed that one of the main reasons she stayed anonymous for so long was because she had been suffering from a severe eating disorder. She would starve herself to the point of passing out, eat something to relieve relieve the pain, then quickly purge it all to avoid gaining any weight. Fortunately, she also revealed that she was now in a much healthier place. A year after this video, she also posted a music video called Empty to spread further awareness about eating disorders. This video went extremely viral, amassing over 27 million views over the next 2 years. But then, in September of 2022, the music video vanished from YouTube without a trace, leaving fans confused about what happened. However, unlike the deleted videos we've looked at so far, this one wasn't Jaden's fault in any way, shape, or form. Instead, the reason behind its disappearance was the person featured in the video as a co-creator, Dave from Boy in a Band. I've already done a full video covering Dave's situation in detail, but if you haven't watched that video, here's a summary of what happened. On the 7th of September 2022, several disturbing allegations against Dave came out, including his medication abuse, corn addiction, and alleged disgusting interest in minors. He was also accused of being extremely toxic and manipulative in his relationships. Dave never responded to these allegations or denied them in any way, leaving viewers to think they were likely true. So from what I can gather, Jaden took down the music video on her own to sever all connections with the alleged creep. And while she did what she thought was best, some fans couldn't help but feel sad about it, with one of the most liked comments under the reupload stating, "I feel so bad for Jaden. This song took a lot of effort and it clearly means a lot to her because it's a great way to represent what she went through with her anorexic phase. But it all got ruined because the man who helped her do it turned out to be a horrible person." As for Dave, he's since disappeared from the internet. Maybe he'll come back one day with evidence to disprove the allegations, but until then, his career is dead.